So we know that applying to pharmacy school can be super overwhelming, but here's the thing. Mastering the PharmCAS application is the first step to making sure that your dreams of becoming a pharmacist actually become a reality. So today I created a quick video walking you through the key parts of the PharmCAS, breaking down everything you need to know, and giving you some helpful tips to make sure that you're successful along your journey. My name is Dr. Alex Perriman. I'm a pharmacist, speaker, and mentor. And for the last 10 years, I've helped students get accepted into medical school, dental school, and pharmacy school. I'm also the author of Destination PharmD, your step-by-step guide to getting accepted into pharmacy school. And today, we are going to pull some information from that book to help you be successful along your journey. We're going to start by making sure that you understand the PharmCAS process, right? Making sure that you understand exactly what PharmCAS is. So let's talk about it. What is PharmCAS? I want you to think of PharmCAS as your one-stop shop to submitting everything you have to submit for your pharmacy application. So you're going to submit all the essential materials like your personal statement, your letter of recommendation, your transcript. Everything is going to go into PharmCAS. And every single part of PharmCAS has a specific purpose to help the admissions committee get a better understanding of the person that you are and why you want to be a pharmacist. And so the first section is going to be personal information. This is going to be your basic demographic information, your contact details, your background. The second part is going to be your academic history, like your educational background, your official transcripts, and even all the colleges that you've attended. Number 3 is going to be supporting information. This is where you're going to submit your letters of recommendation, your personal statement, and showcase all of your experiences and achievements that's going to make you look good on your application. Number 4 is going to be program materials. In this particular section, this is where you're going to submit specific requirements from the program that you're going to apply to. Every program won't have these materials that they want, but some programs will. So let's jump into what it actually looks like on the website, pharmcas.org. So when you first get to the PharmCAS website, you're going to see Apply Now in the top right-hand corner. But before we get there, let's talk about some of the helpful resources that PharmCAS has built into the website to make sure that you're successful. Now, I applied to pharmacy school years ago, and PharmCAS was around then, but it wasn't this resourceful, right? It didn't have this many links that make sure that you're going to be successful in your application. So what I want you to do first is scroll down to the bottom of the website and check out some of the links that they have that's available to you to make sure that you're successful along your application process. Number 1, it has the application instructions. You want to make sure that you read that so you can know every single thing that PharmCAS requires before you start. Number 2 is going to have a before you apply. So usually that's going to be a checklist of all the things that you need to gather before you actually start your application process on PharmCAS. Also deadlines, which is really important. Fee waivers are really important. Also a couple other things that are super helpful along your application process. Another place I want you to look at is at the top of the screen where it says helpful resources, right? Let's click on this and just see exactly what all it has. So it has the application help center. It has different tools and tips. It even has information about pharmacy itself. Let's just say you want to know more about pharmacy. Let's click on that and see what happens. So we click on it and it comes to, is pharmacy right for me? And the cool thing about this particular site is that this is actually my classmate in the picture. We got a chance to represent our university on the PharmCAS website and also our actual university website, which is FAMU, this particular day. So it's pretty cool to see her on the website. But back to what we were talking about. So when we get to the main site of pharmcas.org, let's click on Apply Now and see what happens. So when you get to this particular screen, it's going to give you an option to either sign in or create an account. Now, since I've already created an account, I'm just going to hit sign in. And when you first sign in, if you haven't created an account, it's going to ask you to immediately add the programs that you want to apply to. But since I've already created this account and I've already added a program, it just brings me to this particular home screen. So As you can see, here are all the sections that we talked about previously: the personal information, the academic history, the supporting information, the program materials. Now let's click on one of these sections and see what actually happens. So this first section that we clicked on is personal information. And as you can see right here, it says 0 out of 8. That means that there are 8 different sections that you have to complete within the personal information section before you can move on to the next part of the application. The same thing is true for other parts. Like the academic history, it has 4 different parts that you have to complete, right? The program materials has 1 part that you have to complete, and supporting information has another 5 parts that you have to complete. So once you get those different parts complete, you want to go to submit application. Now, when you get to the submit application screen, you're going to see where it says total fees. And right now our total fees are $180. I wanted to stop right here to talk about the fees of the PharmCAS application. So let's dive into that really quick. So I created this table so I can break it down to you guys exactly how much it costs to apply to pharmacy school. So when you apply to pharmacy school, your first application is going to be $180. Each additional program that you apply to is going to be an additional $60. So let's say you apply to 2 programs, that's going to be $240. If you apply to 3 programs, it's going to be $300. If you apply to 4 programs, it's going to be $360. So the thought process that goes along with this is that you better budget and you better have some money in place if you plan to apply to several different programs, because the cost can add up really, really quick. Now, there is financial aid and fee waivers that we have to talk about. So to be eligible for a fee waiver, you have to live in a household that has an income that's below 200% of the poverty line. So let's just say you lived in a household with 4 people. The most that household can make would be $62,400. If you fall into that category, then I definitely suggest that you apply for a fee waiver, but also know that they are first come, first serve. Also know that you have 14 days to use that fee waiver. So you want to make sure that you've done the majority of your application and that you're almost ready to submit before you request it, so that you can use it and not lose it for not being able to use it in time. Okay. Lastly, I want to talk about some pro tips that I usually share with everyone when they're doing their PharmCAS application. Number 1, make sure that you do the academic history first when you get ready to do your application. The reason why you're doing this is because you have to submit your transcripts when you do your academic history. Before you can even submit your application and say that it's done, your transcripts have to be received by PharmCAS and confirmed by PharmCAS before they can send your application to the program that you're applying to. So if you know, like I know, some programs are going to take forever and a day to send your transcript to where it needs to be. So you want to start early in your application process to go ahead and request your transcripts from the university that you attend now, any other university that you attended in the past, and make sure that process is already going. That way, once you finish everything that you need to finish, like your personal statement, like your letters of recommendation, like everything else that you need to put into your application, once that's done, you can now make sure that your transcripts are there as well, and you can send off your application. If you wait till the end to request your transcripts, then they cannot submit your application to the university that you want to apply to. Pro tip number 2 is going to be know the key deadlines. The thing about applying to pharmacy school, especially applying to different programs, is that each program has its own deadlines and dates. And so it's hard to keep track of all those deadlines if you're applying to multiple schools, especially if it's going to be a university that operates on rolling admissions. And that means that as applications come in, they are accepting and denying students as time goes by. So you want to be one of those students who apply early so your application can be seen early, because if all the slots are filled by the time you apply, then there's no room left for you in the program that year. So again, number 1, do your academic history part first. Number 2, know key deadlines so you can be successful in your application. I hope this has been helpful, and I'll see you guys next time.